Everyone, this is Mary with Sarah Seer. Thank you for spending this time with me, and good morning. Thank you for the experience and subscribing to my channel, likes and shares. Oh, okay. So I'm going to, this is for August 2nd, 2020. This is your daily channel message. And so what I'm going to do is just ask spirit or a higher self or all of our guides just what you guys are concerned about, okay? What you need to know today for the collective, the group that needs this the most. Not that everybody doesn't need this. Hopefully there'll be something in here for everyone, right? Okay. So innovation, okay? These are the creativity cards based on tapestries. So have fun and experiment, inventing something that surprises and has never existed before. Okay. Okay, and that's a number 13. That's a good number of rebirth, right? I'm going to just cut this through the middle of the deck and talk about cycles. So this is a windmill here. Oh, sorry about my throat chakra. Okay. The wind blows, the wheel turns, we go through cycles, just like nature, because we are a part of nature. Wow, isn't that amazing? And then we're going to get a third card. We're going to do the bottom of the deck now. And look at this beautiful card. Okay, so the hard work we love can leave us feeling burdened, drained, and burnt out, among other problems. So this is overwhelmed. So this is really interesting. This is pretty much what I feel too. So innovation. So what I'm hearing here in the innovation is have fun, experiment, inventing something that surprises and never has existed before. Maybe we might be asking, how is this going to turn out? You know, there's so much upheaval in the world, and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the same jobs are going to be here or life's going to go the way it was. Well, I don't think it is, because it can't. You know, it just can't. Things need to change. What does that mean? That means that we are innovative individuals and that we're going to figure this out and we're going to use our creativity to do this. The nice thing, this is really what I feel, is the individual is going to have more. I mean, it's time for the individual. It's time for small business again to come back. And that's just what I'm feeling. And you can't quite see it yet, but I can feel it coming, because I remember when I could feel the opposite coming, when those were going to go away, and how I felt it quite a bit before it came. So I'm usually a little bit like a year ahead, or maybe 2 years ahead of the collective. Just I think as a reader and a bit of a leader, that is, we all have people to lead, and people are all in different stages. So there's many people that were ahead of me that helped me. So that's just kind of how it works. We all help each other. If we're lucky, we get to. And then the cycles is, maybe we're in a downward cycle right now. Many of us are wondering how we're going to pay for things, and, are we going to lose this or that? And maybe we can't. Maybe we will, and maybe we won't. But to understand that life comes in cycles, like the seasons. And that's really important to remember, that it's not, many times it does feel it feels personal, because things happen to us personally, but life has cycles, birth, death, seasons, and seasons, and there are governments that have cycles, there are astrology cycles, and there is also, how do I say this, political cycles. Countries have cycles. So we look at just what we know of history and the cycles that we've seen there. And so in the hardest times, people are the most innovative. And so that's really important to understand, that this is the time to really bring out that new template. Like yesterday, we were talking about, on August the 1st, we were talking about plant the seeds for the new template, the new world, and hold that vision, because that's where our innovation, inspiration will come from. And you might be surprised at how many people are holding the same vision. You might be surprised. Okay, so the overwhelm, we're going to look at one more time. The hard work we love can leave us feeling burdened, drained, and burnt out, among other problems. So the hard work we love. Okay, So, let's see if I'm having trouble seeing that a little bit here. Maybe. Sorry about that. Maybe that's better, huh? Okay. Okay, sometimes it's just plain old work. So the hard work we work hard, but I think it's going to change. We may love a certain job because we love what it brings us. But I think we're going to find that once we introspect more that we're not truly doing what we love and that is on the horizon. That's part of that new template. You can let me know what you think. I'm sure there's plenty of people that do what they love. I mean, I get to do what I love, and it does leave me drained sometimes. But I'll tell you what leaves me the most drained is like putting up with circumstances while I'm trying to do what I love, and things being more difficult than they should be, can be. Now I know that things happen. We know that things happen, right? But I think that we could all there could be more facilitation to so that individuals could be accepted and our individual wants and needs can be accepted by more people. The more of us that take on this new way of being independent and autonomous, the more that other people will be accepting of it and look to themselves for their answers. I hope that made sense to you. Okay, we're just going to do a few more cards here. Just some general tarot. So I have the Hermit reversed. I have Temperance reversed. I have the Magician reversed. Okay. Oh. Sometimes I have to watch my elbows because it'll turn the camera off. Okay. Because the keyboard was right there. Okay. So innovation, when the Hermit's reversed, with innovation, so there may be information that we haven't considered, that we haven't incorporated and learned the lesson of. Maybe we're not seeing a light to the end of our own dark tunnel because we haven't tapped into that. We haven't been triggered enough to tap into that that creative energy to invent something, to see things different, to create something different. How can I take my circumstance that I'm in that may be frustrating and limiting and find a creative outlet, find something that can thrive within this, okay. So how can I take this time to learn something else, to think a different way, to become more calm, to find another way of creating than just, it's like holding the energy of something better. That's a way. Praying is good, going to things, when we're in a place of helplessness, hopelessness, we find new ways to find peace. And that's what we're being asked to do. That's what we're being asked to do, so we can create a better world and a better life for ourselves and everyone. Okay? But it has to start with us. It's not looking outside for somebody to change, and therefore we change now. That's not it. Okay, so I just want to be clear on that. So this is about the cycles now. Temperance reverse. So we may be having trouble, again, trying to balance our emotions, trying to balance our action and our words and a lot of stuff, just our whole environment, mind, body, spirit. Most of all, this is a Virgo card. This is a Sagittarius card. This can either be this Mercury, so it can either be another Virgo card, or the Magician can be Gemini. Some people say it can also be Taurus, but usually they refer to this card as a Gemini card because Geminis are master creators like that. But anyway, back to Temperance. It's getting ourselves back into balance, healing ourselves, maybe overcoming addictions, addictive behavior, addictive patterns, addictive spending, looking outside of ourselves for satisfaction. When you come back into Temperance, into that balance, it must come from inside. You must balance this within you. That way it will be on the outside also. Okay, so now we're looking at the overwhelm. Maybe overwhelmed by what we're seeing, the manipulation of others, what we're being told and what doesn't seem true and what may be true and this and that. So the magician reverse reminds you that it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz when the emperor, right? He was the emperor of the Emerald City. I think he was the emperor. And he had that smoke screen and he was like, ah, yes. And why are you here? And he was all intimidating and all that. That it's a smoke screen. That a lot of the overwhelm you may be experiencing is that there's a lot of things that people say you must do and they don't really know. Okay. So what you need to do is just throw all that out, go with what you know and go with that. What do I know? What do I know is true? And then go from there. If, and take any information that's given to you by the masses or by anybody like the emperor, telling you what to do, excuse me, and say, is this a reflection of the life around me, or is this somebody that wants to make me fearful and overwhelmed? Okay, so that's the ability to take your power back, and that's really important in these kind of situations because you can't create if you're afraid. You just can't. You can't build and be happy if you're in a state of fear. It's just everything's going to come out as fear or pain. In other words, you can deal with your pain. And if you have a creative outlet, you can say, hey, it's not so bad because I'm learning how to paint. I'm learning how to spend time with my kids. I'm learning how to dig a swimming pool in the backyard. I'm learning how to grow tomatoes. So there's always the silver lining, Look for the silver lining. Therefore, you will find more truth and you will find new opportunities. Have a great day, and I love you very much. Take care.